Hey guys, this is Pedro back with another interview, this time covering VCT Masters Toronto 2025. My guest at this time is xffero of RRQ, coming off of their match against Wolves, in which they lost in their first matchup in said competition 2-0. So let's go down to the lower bracket and await their upcoming opponent at the time of the recording. So, xffero, thank you so much for the opportunity and for the chance to do this interview. I understand this is tough to do this after a loss, but still. I want to ask you first and foremost, how are you feeling? What's going through your mind? And, what was the vibe in the team like after this match?
What I'm feeling right now, I think I'm a bit sad right now because I really hungry for the win, but unfortunately we couldn't uh, win the series. But the team vibes, I think we are all sad and maybe a bit angry because yeah, we win 8-4 nice balls and then we got comeback. We didn't even win a single run after that. That's why I think the five is still okay, but we're just like kind of I don't know how to say, but we're like just lost.
I mean, yeah, you kind of summarized it there with what happened today. I mean, just going back into Icebox and the second half, as you said, you guys had that good momentum. You guys were up 8-3 at that point, and then Wolves won that last round of the first half on defense side, and then going into the second half, as you said, they won the rest of the way on attacking side. Just want to pinpoint on that first and foremost. What do you think changed in the team that made it so difficult for you guys to, at the very least, win around on defense side?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah. What made it so difficult for you guys to win a round on second half in Icebox?
Uh, I think for us uh, we didn't find the solution to the A side. We have to clue how to answer uh their their A exact. Uh, I don't know. I feel like we also don't play like we use in practice. And yeah, one is that, and two is we don't find solution for the A exact.
Yeah, and it can be fair to say that like kind of like the same story played out in a sense, right? Given that like it was uh, kind of a back and forth. Very yeah, you guys were able to do well on second half, but it was just a case of like too little, too late. Just give me a walkthrough of what happened in Ascent and having to go through that map.
Mm, I feel like on Ascent, on defense, we got util them a lot. Like every time they have the big out, we always lose the round. Like example Euro or Sofa alt round. They always use it very well, and we always lose when they have like those kind of alts. Yeah, I think that's about the defense. But for me, I think the attack, I think we play quite good against double sentinel, which is really hard to play against. But I think on attack we still did well.
I mean, this matchup featured a change in the team's kind of um, comp selection, given that nowadays we don't like Teo's not really that oppressive and present anymore, and so that kind of forces teams to pivot to a different direction. We saw that happen for your team. Um, what I want to ask you is how has the team been moving on from the take home meta, given that you guys have mostly been playing that agent for a good part of the year? Has it been difficult or not?
Uh, at first, I think we also find it difficult for the changes, but I think over time we are doing good with it. Like we adapt very well after maybe like 2 weeks. Like we adapt already. Like even now in scrims, even in Toronto, we also play good. Yeah, I think we already adapt the meta. We already adapt the new meta.
Yeah, like I mean, sure, you guys lost today, but obviously there's that second chance in the lower bracket. I mean, it's tough to go through a match like this and try to move on from what happened and then kind of reset for the next match. What do you feel the team has to address first and foremost in order to bounce back and be at a much better level in your next match?
I think we're gonna review our mistakes in this series. We're gonna like review all the mistakes tonight, maybe after this, and uh, I think we just review the mistakes from today and continue to play tomorrow.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I want to ask you now about Wolves as a team, and this has been a team that's started their journey in the Swiss stage and had to fight their way to this point. And this has
Yep,
been a
yep.
team that's also been very strong in their own right, taking down good teams in their own right. How did you view the way they play the game, and what has been the most difficult part of just trying to fend off like their approach?
Mm, I think right now for us, it's very hard now to play against like Wolves because they play very slow. That's why we're a bit confused about how they play. Uh, and I think I think that's it. Like it's we are not adapting very well with team the team that play very slow.
Because it brings about a massive like stylistic change, to go from like playing against pretty aggressive teams in like Pacific to then go to like a very different play style in China and stuff like that. Does it kind of makes it surprising for you guys to have to change or adapt, right?
Yeah.
No, for sure. I mean, obviously, hopefully, you guys can move on from this and recover quickly in due time. And I want to now pivot over to just sort of your experience in Canada right now, because I believe this might be your first time being in North America. I might be
Yep.
wrong. You kind of correct me on that. But like,
Yep.
just
Yep.
having some extra time to just prepare yourselves as the first seed coming out of Pacific. What's been the experience like for you? Have you been kind of like having those like thoughts of like, wow, I'm really here, or what else have you been feeling so far in Canada?
Yeah, for sure. It's for me individually, it's like finally getting back on international stage again after maybe 2 or 3 years. That's why I feel like really happy right now that we're here. But at the same time also, we when we came here, we really want to focus and doing well, not just to be here, just to not just happy to be here.
Oh,
And when we came here, like we didn't have much time to go out to look around Toronto, and yeah.
no, also just been staying in the hotel room. Definitely understandable, xffero. I mean, with that said, um, one more question before I wrap this up. I mean, so far we've been seeing like a majority of the first seeded teams fall in the first round of the playoff stage, for yourself included. What do you feel is causing this kind of thing to happen? Do you feel like it's because of Swiss stage teams having plenty of time to play and compete that gives them the advantage to face off against these first seeded teams that have not had any chance to compete beforehand?
Yeah, I think for sure because I think because the teams that win like from the sweet stage, that means like they already play the stage and they already adapt to the stage. Meanwhile, like the first seat is we are new to the stage, like we don't know what's going on, and I think the first seat don't have that experience from the stage. I, I believe so.
Of course, and like I said, hopefully you guys can bounce back and move on and be at a much better level. Xero, thank you so much for the opportunity for the interview, and best of luck in the next round.
Thank you.